Well, let me just say hello and welcome to everybody for being out here. As she said, I'm Deputy Pastirik. I'm with a deputy with the Harnett County Sheriff's Office. I would like to start off by saying thank you to North Carolina Child for hosting this event, and a special thank you to every single one of you that came out here to show your support for improving the lives of children in North Carolina. In law enforcement, we have a term that is known as the family cycle of violence. This term basically means that crimes that are committed will continue to be committed until programs come into effect. We have a event that we do when we respond to a call that there's children present. We don't like to admit to it, but what we will actually do is predict whether that child will be breaking the law in the near future. We actually do this, and we're actually very accurate in what we do. What we see every single day will predict what happens in the future, so these programs have to come and counter what's going on that we're seeing. One of the greatest attributes of children is how they'll emulate the people around them, especially their authority figures, mostly their parents, grandparents, every single one of you that's out here. This could be for the good or it could be for the bad. A child will basically want to do everything that you're doing. I've noticed while I've been standing here, people here with children, their kids constantly look up at them to see how they're doing, and they will try to respond like they are. They are learning to be an adult based on what we do. Anybody here that has kids knows that you have to buy toys for your kids. My child loves to touch the stove and loves to get on the lawnmower. The two most deadliest things that I can possibly have, he will try to touch every single day. So in order to counter that, I get him toys to play with that'll teach him the correct way to deal with them, so that when I'm cutting the grass, he can cut the grass without him as well. That's one of the things that these programs do in this state, is they teach them the correct ways to deal with things instead of letting them learn them from themselves. The emulation that people see is easily seen, and all of us have seen it. This is easily seen from a parent who does not wear a seatbelt to a parent that abuses their spouse in front of their children. Children raised in an abusive household are more likely to be involved in fights in school and abuse their family later in life. Children exposed to this type of violence are more likely to develop social, emotional, psychological, and/or behavior problems later in life as well. All these events will be seen as correct to the child, and they will think that they are acting correctly when they are doing them as well. Basically, they are doing these events, willfully breaking the law, and thinking that they are not acting in the wrong. They'll think they're actually being right. They will continue to do these events without understanding that they are doing wrong and that actually they are hurting other people. If they witness their parents hitting each other, they think it's correct. They go to school, they will get into fights. They do not see a problem with it. We see that when we get called into schools with these kids that are fighting. They do not have a problem. We explain to them that they hurt another kid and they don't understand it. They don't understand that we are telling them that they're wrong because of how they were raised. They were taught that that was right. This cycle can easily be broken, though, when proper structure and stability is brought into the child's life with the help of programs that have been created in this state. Every person, and especially children, are looking for that structure and stability to be present in their life. One of the main questions we always get asked is, why do prisoners want to stay in prison? Has anybody here ever heard that before? Prisoners want to stay in prison. It's a pretty common topic that we hear about. They always refer to it as becoming institutionalized. But what the basic structure of it is they finally have the structure and stability that every human is looking for. It is the same reason why children join gangs. Gangs give them that structure and stability that they are lacking. Everybody is looking for the same thing. It is human nature to find that stability. If you can't get it in the household, you're going to get it from somewhere else. Hopefully we can get involved in programs that'll be for the good instead of letting them try to figure it out for themselves and getting into criminal activity. When a child is unable to get this structure, need to be safe and secure, the state and community have a duty to address these problems. What you guys are doing out here is trying to find ways to address these problems so that they don't come in contact with me. I would prefer to work an entire shift and never get a call. That would be amazing. Never happens. Never has in my career, probably never will. I got 20 more years to go, but I don't think it'll ever happen. But if I can just have one less call, then it's being productive. Basically, when a child breaks the law, they come into contact with us. They're breaking it because they don't have that stability and structure. They're looking for it. The next step is the criminal justice system. The criminal justice system is designed for that stability and support, that structure. Everything is handled the exact same way. We don't treat people differently. Hopefully we don't treat people differently, I should say. It is designed for us to do that. And that is what these children are looking for. That stability, that support, everything that we give them is actually in the criminal justice system, and that should be the last place that they have to find it. Some of the stats that I was looking at when I was preparing for today, in the United States, we are currently spending 3 times as much per prisoner than we are per pupil in school. More importantly is the fact that eliminating early education investments now would increase the chances of going to prison later by up to 39%. So basically eliminating these programs, we're going to have more people in prison, we're going to spend a lot more money. Investments in education for children have been proven to reduce the debt for the state. North Carolina has made huge advancements in improving the lives of North Carolina children, but the job is far from being over. We need to continue to invest in our children because investing in them will create a better future. Thank you very much.